Hey, it's Deanna and Justin.
Hello.
Okay, so we'll start with Liar Liar, obviously. And since Easter's coming up in a couple weeks, one of the first Easter egg hunts we did with my nieces when they were really little was at my in-laws' house, their new house. At the time, it was new. And so, we really got into it. We were all excited and, hid Easter eggs around the backyard for them. And of course, the Easter bunny brought some of his own things to leave behind for my nieces. So we go outside and it was we were amped up for it. We had spent all this time planning, but it was cut short because they kept stepping in dog poop because our dog left his own surprises in the backyard.
One Easter we dyed eggs, and what do you do when the eggs are done? You make egg salad with it, but sometimes its shells crack, and the dye will get inside the egg. So I made egg salad, which was multicolored. I left it in the fridge, and it kind of got pushed to the back for a while. So a couple days later, egg salad goes bad pretty quickly. My dad pulls it out, he eats it, and he's like, "That was a multicolored egg salad." I was like, "Yeah, I put red and blue eggs in there." And he goes, "Not green?" I go, "No." He goes, the eggs must have turned green.
Oh, no.
Speaking of Easter, there's a Easter egg hunt in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's like this family that puts on a bunch of stuff in the neighborhood. It's mostly to promote their real estate business and get us to sell our houses.
Oh, wow. Smart.
So they sent out a letter for Easter egg hunt or whatever. And they're like, if you want to hide eggs in your backyard, let us know. And my parents are going to be away that weekend, so it's just going to be me. And Mom's like, "You should do it." And I went, "Absolutely not."
Why would you do it by yourself?
I don't know. Because she's like, "They'll know us then." I'm like, I don't. All the neighbors that have lived here with us before are gone. We're like the only people left.
Yeah.
It's like us and the people across the street.
It's a new era of neighbors.
Yeah, it's just like, I was big on them just getting rid of the house. Now I'm not because it's stupid to do so. But she's like, "You should do it." I'm like, "Murph will freak out. It'll be a whole thing." I told her I'll only do it if I'm allowed to do one thing, and that's get a horrifying Easter bunny outfit and scare children.
Oh my gosh! Of course.
You got to make it fun for the kids. Like if you don't have trauma, I don't trust you, I think is what. And I'm really just helping out the kids in the neighborhood develop their personality and coping skills so they're interesting adults by scaring them to be
This will
the
build
Easter bunny.
character.
Yeah, like if you don't have Easter bunny trauma, then you're not going to become a funny adult. I'm convinced that's how this works. Right? You got to have like
some kind of trauma. It doesn't have to be specifically Easter bunny trauma.
My buddy just had a kid, and we were discussing like what scared us as children.
Yeah.
And why we've become people who can cope with the real world as adults. So
trauma.
The kid's like 6 weeks old, and we were talking about how you're gonna scare him soon to develop some. So he's funny. You don't want your kid to be lame, right? You don't want to some weirdo. You want to have somebody who's funny. So we were just trying to decide what kind of trauma we want to give little Mac. His name's Mac.
Gosh.
Call him Little Mac.
This poor kid.
To make him a funny adult. Because look at all the comedians out there. They all got something wrong with them.
It's coping
rock stars
through comedy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be an interesting adult, traumatize your children.
Oh, gosh.
I don't think I'm wrong.
I'm experiencing adult trauma. My dog keeps getting me in trouble. I told you last time.
Farts.
How he farted when somebody, at the very exact second that someone rode by on a bicycle as I was walking him in the neighborhood, farted audibly so loud that person clearly thought it was me. This time, a couple days ago, I'm walking him, and there's two people walking together, and they're having a conversation. Like, it's pretty involved. Like, there's a lot of back and forth. And, but I still try to be like the nice neighbor, and I make eye contact, and I give him a little wave or, a head nod, a smile, some kind of acknowledgement. And the one person of the two gave it to me back.
Mm-hmm.
The other person just continued talking and didn't even like head nod.
Yeah.
Nothing, not even like a half smile. Like just didn't acknowledge my existence at all. And there's this running joke with my parents and my husband, Jacob, that we use as a sarcastic response whenever there's something we don't like.
Okay.
And we'll say, I'll just go F myself. And we say it to each other constantly.
Yeah.
Well, I said that out loud to myself as I was walking past these people because of the second person in the group not
How loud?
acknowledging me. Pretty loud.
Like 1 to 10.
Uh,
10 being lungs
when I think I'm
exploding.
quiet,
Yeah.
Jacob tells me I'm loud.
Okay.
So if I'm going to tell you that I said it
Well,
at
he's
a
not wrong,
5,
Yeah.
I
probably
probably
an
said
8.
it at an 8.
Jesus, dude.
So as I'm walking by these people and the one person of the two didn't acknowledge me, I went, well, I'll just go F myself. And
Oh, my God.
pretty sure they heard me. And now I'm realizing, like, this is the problem with inside jokes is sometimes you say them outside the inside, and not everybody knows that it's a joke.
Do you now agree with me that you just don't acknowledge people? And you just, no head nods, no waves to cars?
I think I might be on board with that.
Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. And ignoring people in your neighborhood is probably the best thing you can do.
Yeah, they probably think I'm such a bitch.
I went to a concert last night and met a dog.
I saw the photos.
The dog was the sweetest dog ever. Also, a golden retriever, whom I have as well.
Right.
This dog's 60 pounds lighter than my dog.
Yeah, that dog was a little
Small,
baby.
very small.
Baby.
So we walk into the back of the venue. I'm not going to say what venue it is because now I'm convinced that I can go to any show I want to and not pay because you just walk in the back door. Like now I had a pass, but I didn't have it on.
Right.
They give you the stickers. I usually put it on my leg because if you put it on your shirt, you look like a dork. I'm with the record rep, and she goes, we'll just go in the back. You want to know how we got in the back? We just moved the gate and walked past the roadies, and that was it.
Well, you don't think they knew who she was?
It was her first date on this tour.
Oh.
So I don't know. We just walked the hell in. Now, mind you, it's me and Raz, who's like 6'4" and large, so we look like security. And the artist needs security.
That's what I'm saying. Your stature gives off this confidence that makes you look like you belong there.
Walk and drive like you're supposed to be there. You will get it anywhere.
I don't think I could get away with that.
You could. You just gotta. It's a learned skill.
Learned skill.
So we walk in, and the back of the venue, it's just kind of. It used to be an old factory. I'm giving it away. And there's a couch back there, and the dog is on the couch as soon as you walk in. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm petting the dog, and then we go back to the green room area. It smells like herbs, and it's not rosemary. And the dog is very calm. I think the dog was a little intoxicated, if that makes sense.
Contact.
I'm like, this is the nicest dog ever. So I'm talking to the guy, the artist, and I was like, did you train her? Like, we're full conversation about dogs and hats, the two things. We've talked before. We only talked about hats. Now we're dog and hats. And he's like, no, we just kind of brought her on the road. He's like, I've been on the road for 2 years, just nonstop. Was on a huge tour, now doing my own tour. Never trained her, but there's so many people on the team that the dog got used to it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, does she ever get mad? He's like, yeah. Like 2 days ago, they get off the bus, and he forgot to walk her because he had to do like radio stuff. And the set of this show is all white, and there's a white carpet on the stage. The whole stage is white carpeting. I forget to walk her. I get done my interviews. I go on stage to check my guitar. She walks up with me, stares at me, and pees on the carpet.
No.
I was like, what kind of pee? He goes, like a dehydrated orange pee.
Oh,
like, yes.
Oh, no.
So now they make sure they wash her every morning because she peed on his white carpet on his set. And it's all white. Like, you can. The carpet is pristine, so they must have dry cleaned it. So just peed right on it. And that was it.
Oh, no.
I did realize, I think I might be an earplug guy at shows now, though.
Oh,
I was behind the speaker, so it wasn't too bad. But
yeah, but still, when you leave.
I'm in. My buddy did it when we were in Nashville. Now, he was a Marine, so he's like got tinnitus from shooting guns. And he brought the earplugs, and I wore them in the one bar. And I'm like, this is not that bad. Because now you can get the cheap ones, too, and they still let the sound come through. But now I decided that I'm earplug guy, and then my back hurts from last night because I kept bumping into the concrete rail that was behind me. Woke up this morning, I thought I had a contusion on my back. I'm just sore from sitting. So those are my two old people concert experiences last night.
See, I won't even do earplugs. I just avoid places that are too loud. I hate being in a loud bar where I have to scream over the noise
Yeah.
so that the person next to me can hear what I'm saying.
My dad's hearing is so damaged that we went to the Inlet in Wildwood, and there's that long bar, and at the front, those seats are always open, and we were seeing a band. He's like, "Oh, we'll sit up there." And right before they go on, I'm like, "We have to move."
Yeah.
Because it's going to blow us out of our
Too
seats.
close, yeah.
And they went on, and I watched the chairs we moved from. They're vibrating. So, like,
Yeah.
good call. I'm like, you can't sit that close.
No.
Sit in the back.
I'm not a fan anymore. I don't even want to be in a place where it's going to be past a certain decibel.
You are the decibel, though. You are the decibel setter, as we've now learned in the beginning of this.
Apparently.
That maybe if you walk into a place and yell,
Well, I think
that'll
it's
set
from
the decibel.
I think it's from all the years of being in bars like that. Like not only
Yeah.
singing in those bars, but bartending in those bars that are super loud and I have to yell over the noise so that the people can hear me. Like if I'm taking their drink order or then if I'm singing, in a loud environment, of course, like I have the stage volume in my ear. Like I think I've ruined my
ability to have fun. No, I'm kidding.
yes, pretty much. Period.
That's why you go to beach bars, because there's outside and the sound leaves.
Yeah.
Like the rudder,
Yeah.
the sound leaves.
I don't like being inside a loud place anymore. Like this is not fun.
I will say though,
I get
I mean,
upset.
if you like the certain venues, at least the sound is good, so it's not going to blow your ears out. At least there's a mix.
Well, if it's a concert, it's different. Like if it's a large venue like Wells Fargo Center, but I'm not going to go to a bar.
Because there's no sound. There's a sound guy there, but he's not a venue sound guy. He's just a sound guy who like does it because he thinks it's fun, I don't know if the band was actually playing music last night. I think it was just backing tracks during this show.
What?
It
Sounded too perfect.
I like no guitar, and in the band there was a singer and there was three guys. The drummer was playing because you physically cannot fake playing the drums.
No, there's no way.
Unless you take the heads off, and they like, I guess for music videos they can mute them. But so like I heard the drummer, the bass player was playing way too high, so I'm like, I don't know if he's playing. But then the guitarist, there was an acoustic guitar, but he was playing like electric guitar. It wasn't a pedal, I could tell. So I just think it's weird when you get into this. A lot of bands play with backing tracks, but they don't make it super obvious.
Yeah.
But then you see one that kind of has one, and you're like, the band wasn't big enough for the sound that was coming out.
Okay.
But it was weird to me. And now I think I ruined myself, because now when I go to shows, I'm going to notice the backing
Analyze
tracks.
the whole time whether or not
Everybody has a backing track. It's just how it is, because they want the sound to sound like the album they're putting out in the music or streaming, whatever. But now I'm going to be way too critical. So I may have ruined a concert for myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not everybody does that.
I will say 90% of the bands have I'm not saying a full song. I'm saying some sort of track in the back. Whether it's another layer of drums, like a keyboard thing. Like there's intros on songs, but I would say most have some sort of track. It could be minimal too. Because you're not going to get some of those electric sounds out of something on the stage. Like there's an intro of a song, something going over the back. But I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, he's playing the solo, but that chord's wrong. I'm like, I just ruined. I stand in the back. I was too close. I was on the side, so I was overcritical. Now I'm saying the sound's better in the back, and I can get drinks, and I can pee better in the back.
Well,
that's why I stand in the back.
It seems like you have a good rapport. Maybe you should just ask them.
They were so high that I don't think I could have.
Well, maybe
that's why that's what I was.
Maybe that's why.
I'll tell you what.
They didn't want to mess up.
That's why I think they did it. I think they had the track because they were so stoned.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying it's wrong, because you want it to sound perfect.
Right.
When you're a new artist, it's got to sound like what you're streaming or playing on the radio.
Right. You don't want to disappoint.
No, but
I get it. But you also don't want to like go out and just do live band karaoke either.
no. I mean, when you go see like smaller artists, there's no band, just the track and then they're
Yeah.
singing. But that when they do the mall tours and stuff like that.
That's what I do now. In my spare time, when I
yeah.
need a little extra cash, that's what I do now. I go places, I sing along to karaoke
Yeah.
tracks, and people pay me.
That's what you did
Swear
at
to
the
God.
bar for your mom, though.
Yeah.
Like you just did a little selection
Yep.
thing.
This is
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No, I know, but it's just funny because, years ago I might have kind of like poo-pooed on that idea, but they're
We
paying
grow.
me.
We grow, and we learn, and we realize that it's okay to accept help. But yeah, so we'll see next time I go to a show if I was not intoxicated for this one, so maybe that's the key to this is to just get wasted, and then I won't notice these
And then
things.
you won't realize it.
No.
So last week I told you that Phil had been privately messaging us and sending us like videos of things that he found that he thought like we would like.
When you said Phil, my head went right to the groundhog. So I don't know why.
Not the groundhog.
Probably because I bought lottery tickets this morning.
But he messaged again and he revealed himself. He said, "By the way, when you guys used to be on the radio, I was the guy who would call in as Brooklyn."
I knew
and I
it.
said, "Phil, we already
know.
found you out."
If there
we
is,
already knew it.
If there is one, I have become excellent at finding people. So like, we'll find you.
Yeah.
Like, I matched with a girl on Hinge. I know where she went to college. I know where she went to high school. Because there's only 5 pictures on Hinge, right? I gotta see the other one. I gotta see, and like and people are like, "Why do you do that?" I'm like, they can find me very easily.
Yeah.
It says where I work on my profile.
Right.
So I'm welcoming you to creep. I'm also going to, in return,
creep on you.
Creep for creep. That's how love is made, right? So I know. I got to find you on Instagram. I got to see what you kind of like, you know?
That's definitely the title.
Creep for creep.
Creep for creep. That's how love is made.
You can find me. I think I should be able to find you.
Yeah.
That's how life works.
But
I'll find your LinkedIn.
I do agree.
LinkedIn is where I find stuff.
I do agree, but also, like, isn't that what the dating app is for? To have some kind of anonymity? Like, you don't want somebody to know exactly who you are, where you live, what you do for a living, like, unless you put that information out there.
I will say it used to be like that, but now when you're 32, you're like, let's not waste each other's time. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're like, let's get down to brass tacks.
When you're 25, it's cool. Let's run around and do stuff.
What are your values?
Yeah.
Do you want kids? Like how close are you to your family?
I don't want to show up and you're like, I don't like going anywhere. I'm like, well, then, like, that's something you got to creep. You got to see where you're at, what bars you're at, what you like to eat.
What am I getting into?
It's just very, this is why I love on the Spectrum, which is the show on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. I haven't watched it yet.
Where people with autism date each other.
Yeah.
You know why it's so good?
Because they're very
honest.
Upfront. Yeah.
Do you like this? No. Do you like that? No. This isn't going to work out.
Yeah, because they take the emotion out of it. That's part of, like having autism, from what I understand, is like just being very matter of fact. And I can appreciate that.
I've watched every season. Someone told me this before too, so I'm like stealing their thing. It's like they're just down to business. I'm like, I could learn from them to do that. Instead, I'm just small talking people until they hate me. Which is just what Hinge is. Just
oh my goodness.
I'm gonna just beat the crap out of you with small talk, which I'm good at, but I don't think other people get my small talk.
Don't put that in your Hinge profile.
Then
I'm going to beat the crap out of you with small talk.
No, I'm going to beat the crap out of you. Enter,
with small talk.
With small talk. Date me.
Yeah. Don't advertise that way.
I will creep on you. I also may beat you with small talk. That's my dating life so far.
We haven't like visited that in a while. How is your dating life?
I'm not in the like.
Have you gone on any dates
I
lately?
just don't feel. I'm not to where I could. Like I live at home and don't have a job, so it's like.
What, you think people don't find that attractive?
Like 60%. No, they definitely don't. The thing, it's so weird. It's weird because like I live at home. I don't have a full-time job, but like I'm still doing cool stuff.
Right.
So
and you're working a lot.
Yeah.
Like for somebody who's only part-time, you're working a lot.
Yeah. So, but it's like, I can't live in. like I have to change my location to the city to Philly because
Right.
I know everybody up by me and they're all married. But no, I'm like, whatever. I don't
Run
really care.
out.
I don't
Look,
care.
this is
That's
why
what it is.
This is why you need to start going to these media events with me.
I don't want to date anybody in media though, because I'm insufferable. The two of us together, I can't do that. I don't like. I want to I need someone
They're not
who's
all
normal.
media.
I can't.
They're
I'm
not
good.
all media. Sometimes
Yeah.
they're just like young single influencers.
Just say that out loud again and then see if that works for me.
Yeah, probably
Yep,
not.
thank you. See?
Never mind.
See if that works for me.
All right, fair enough.
All right, we're at 20.
All right, look. So Liar Liar was Easter themed.
Yeah.
One Easter, one of my niece's firsts, we did an egg hunt in the backyard, and it was cut short because they kept stepping in all the little surprises that my dog left in the backyard.
Mine was I made egg salad with the cracked eggs after dyeing them. My dad ate it a week later, and it was green, and he thought it was green from the dye, and I was lying.
So if you thought Justin was lying, you were right.
I do. No,
Congratulations.
yeah, but I'm going to say this, though. The egg salad ain't lasting a week. Egg salad's getting made. We're eating it that day. I love me some egg salad.
Egg salad
That's
is
why.
very big in the Polish community.
It's very big in my face.
It's like the one thing that I think my mother-in-law makes for every holiday.
She just rolls up with egg salad.
Every get-together. It's not called egg salad because it's like different. It's got peas and like chopped pickles in it. It's got like a bunch of stuff in it. And I think even
peas?
diced carrots.
Now I gotta. All right.
Like it's.
Should I type in Polish egg salad?
Yeah, because there's a name for it. It's not called egg salad to Polish people.
There's a Polish joke in here somewhere.
Because it's technically not egg salad. Well,
Is there eggs?
Yeah, that's the base.
Polish egg salad.
What's it called? I forget the name.
The extra cream. This isn't it, but I just want to read the extra creamy edition for a unique spin on Polish. Pasta Jajeczna. Jajeczna. Does that sound right? It says AKA something.
Yeah, I might be able to pronounce it if I saw
Let me
saw
pull
the
the
word.
recipe. Let me pull up the recipe here. Cream cheese. Green cheese.
Yeah.
I'm in on this now. Stuffed peppers, bread. There's no recipe on here. That sounds good though. Like cream cheese. I think this is it. Chives. I don't know. She also may have made it up.
Yeah, I forget what it's.
Because peas is throwing me off a little bit.
I forget what it's called.
Submit your egg salad recipes.
There is an actual that might be the name what you said, but I don't. It doesn't sound familiar. I don't know.
I'm gonna type.
Oh no. That it's not. Hold on a second.
Salt laka.
An L with a line through it is wa.
Whoa.
Sałatka. Yar.
I don't know if it's yar or zh.
Sałatka.
Yarnoa.
Jusnova. I don't know. Whatever.
I found it. I did find it.
I think Jacob just calls it sałatka.
3 medium waxy potatoes. I've never heard that way to describe potato.
I don't know, but it
waxy.
is delicious.
Hold up real quick. Carrots, eggs, celery, pickles, onion, apple, green onion, frozen peas, parsley, mayo, salt and pepper, red or black beans. That sounds kind of good.
It is so good. She doesn't put beans in it, but it's really good.
Beans and eggs stacked on top of each other. You gotta go home immediately. All right, that's our episode of Egg Salad.
All right. So, real quick, you can text or call
Your egg salad recipe.
215-995-1139. 215-995-1139. That's our working phone number for the show. I am compiling an opener for the podcast, and we would love to have you be a part of it. So you can drop a little message, tell us how much you love us, or recite our tagline, never perfect, always fun. And I'm going to use that. And what else? There was something else. I noticed that when you try to listen to our podcast on Alexa, that it starts at the most recent episode and not like in consecutive order.
Yeah.
So I changed.
You have to say the episode number.
No, it doesn't work that way. So I had to change it on the back end, the way that it airs. So if you have been doing that and realizing that it won't pick up where you left off, it just goes to the newest episode. It's fixed now. And now when you ask Alexa to play Deanna and Justin in the Morning, the podcast, it will start from the last episode you were listening to.
Hey, Alexa, make egg salad.
Okay. Bye, mayonnaise.